Hi, good evening.
Good evening, good evening.
How
Good
are you guys
evening.
today?
Yeah, not too bad, man. How are you
We're
doing?
good.
I'm good. So I am Olentia Samuel, and welcome to Walkable TV, where you can find your rhythm and find your tribe.
Thank you for having us.
No problem. So for those who don't know you, could you introduce yourselves?
Okay, I'm Joseph Vanderpool, and I'm the PRO for the Welches Fest Committee. And I'm joined by,
My name is Atlin Vanterpool, and I'm a regular member of the Welch's Village Fest Committee.
Okay, perfect. So we're jumping into all things Welches Fest, and for those who may be viewing now or even later, when is Welches Fest this year? What time does it start, and when does it end?
okay, Welches Fest this year is on the 9th of June with Monday. That's Monday coming. So mark it down. And I heard your background music, and we are proud to say it's Welch's time again. So with Monday coming, we are ready to rock and roll. And as usual, it's going to be held on the Frederick Harrigan playing field in Welches, starting at 8 a.m. And we are hoping to go through until 9 p.m.
Okay, so it starts at 8 a.m. and we're going straight till 9 p.m. So can you walk us through what a day of Welches Fest looks like?
Well, Welch's Fest, as was said earlier, it begins at 8 a.m. That's 8 o'clock in the morning. Even though we say 8, we know that persons get here earlier than 8. But it is something that we have to be up and, working hard for and, hope that we can get started by 8 o'clock and move through. Now, we will have several local and traditional dishes during the day to start in the morning. So everything would be local and traditional. That's from the food, the toys, the games, the music, etc. Straight through the day. And we will start out in the morning with some of the dishes like I'm not even sure if you're familiar with the flour pep porridge, and things like guinea corn porridge, the stinking wheat coffee, that tea, and we have what we call the famous butcher bits. We have head and foot soup, yard fowl soup, pea soup, chicken soup, and these are just some of the items in the morning. Along with throughout the entire day, there will be the Johnny cakes and other delicacies from the oven. Anything to add, Joseph?
Yeah, we must remember our delicacies that will be included. The most famous, the sham. For those who know it, sham, the corn, you grind it, you parch it, you grind it, you add that sugar in there, and people go crazy for that sham. We never got enough of it. We'll have the potato pudding, the conky dumplings, pumpkin bread, banana bread, tarts, cherry jam, tamarind jam, and lots more of the sweet side of it and the goodies that people love. They'll all be there. Or people come out to patronize the festival.
And it sounds like a full day. I mean, I know it's a full day. And I know that your family has been on this event for quite some time. How does this, help to bring out the Anguillian culture in your mind? What makes it important for you all to continue doing this?
Well, the aim of this festival, as we have stated over the years, is that we are looking to preserve our past, and we aim to celebrate and preserve local and national traditions, heritage, and customs. Now, for us, it is very important because we live through what we are doing now, right? We are not that old, but we recognize that in Anguilla, as in most of the other Caribbean islands, there are certain things we had to do because we did not have all the modern amenities that we have now. So we had to depend heavily on our traditions and some of the things that kept us over the years. For example, cooking. We did not have the gas stoves and all of those fancy stuff. So we had to pick wood and cook outside on tree fire rocks. So we still do that as part of the tradition for the festival. We still bake our pudding on the outside. We still bake the cakes in the drum oven are in the rack oven. So for us, it is important to be able, from the educational side of it, to be able to have young persons to see from whence we came and be able to understand that where we are today is a far cry from where we were then. But we need to have an appreciation from where we came from, and and look as we go in the future. So for us, it is very important that we are able to tap into that part of our culture and have persons to understand. And some of the older ones can sit back and reminisce on the things that they did a few years back.
Yeah, we must bear in mind the origin of the festival. Actually, it started where a few members of the community decided that, hey, let us put together something to show the younger children what life was like when we were children. Like you see, we had to chop the ground, you had to carry the wood, you had to carry the water, you had to cook out there on the tree fire on the tree in a three-legged pot with the wood. So basically, the first year it was just a demonstration to show the children in the village what life was like when we were children. However, we had Brother Lee and some others, some radio stations came up and cover it, and ever since then, it blew up into what we got today, a big festival, of which we are very grateful.
And as a younger person, I am very much interested in culture and discovering the different parts of myself. I am Anguillian, but I have a background outside of Angola as well. So when I do go to those countries that I have connections to, I always try to connect and find a deeper purpose to who I am and what makes me me. So festivals like Welch's Fest is something that I am very interested in. I usually come in the morning time to get breakfast. I like to see the Johnny cakes being rolled out and then put into the rock oven. And for some reason, rock oven Johnny cakes to me, they always taste better than Johnny cakes made from an actual quote unquote mechanical oven.
Definitely,
The
definitely.
flavor and the flavor
The
and the wood
flavor,
flavor.
a little smoke flavoring is much better, And
Yeah.
even the food, when you cook food outside on the wood and the fire rocks, it tastes somewhat different, man. Definitely.
Nice. And before I go into any more questions, I just want to say, from a younger person's perspective, I really appreciate the work that you guys do with this festival and trying to help to preserve things that are authentic to Anguilla. Because without this festival, there would be even a bigger gap in what makes us Anguillian or what traditionally Anguillians would do. So I
You
just
know,
want to say thank you.
yeah. And one of the things that you were talking about a gap, and that is why we continue to encourage the parents to bring along their children and to show them, because we usually have a tent where we exhibit our the traditional toys, traditional implements, and things that we used back then. And we try to ask parents to come and explain to the children exactly what is going on. Let them see what was used then versus what is being used now. Because we can get so caught up in the modern amenities that we believe that we always had these things. And the thing about it is, no, just a few years back, we did not have all these modern stuff. So we try as much as possible to make sure that our young people, get that sense of connection, because it is important. Because if you don't know, then you have, as you rightly say, a gap in believing that things were always the way that they are now. And I thank you for recognizing the fact that we have been doing a good job in trying to preserve the culture.
I think hearing us say that, I was saying, hey, we need somebody to do some marketing for us. Sound like she would be a very good marketing
I
person
know, I
because
know,
she
I know.
appreciates it and she love it.
Yes, 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 yes.
From a young person perspective, hey, keep talking to the young people and tell them Welch's is the place to be on with Monday.
Yep.
Thank you.
And that's why we are conducting this interview. We're hoping that people will watch it now, and those who may come across it later, they would be encouraged or inspired to come to the festival and just hang out for a little bit, spend the entire day.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, we are encouraging persons to come out see what's going on, and try and learn something from it. Because there is there will come a day, there will come a day when something that you learn at the festival you will want to implement. For example, we often get hurricanes, and when the hurricane come, the electricity goes, right? So all of the, well, not all, but most of the modern amenities that we have, we cannot use them. And I have seen on several occasions after a hurricane where everybody pull out the old, the coal pots and all those other things and start to cook under the trees, right? And to bring back that community spirit. And the thing about it is, you will find yourself in a situation one of these days. You might even want to go on a camp out, and something that you learn here will come in handy in that instance. So it's all about the education, and we want persons to come and really sit down and enjoy.
And I agree. Just to add to the point that you were making about hurricanes, when we experienced Hurricane Irma, I was not in Anguilla at the time. I was in Miami, and Hurricane Irma passed through Miami, and I genuinely thought I was going to die because there's no electricity, which means that I can't hot water to make food because everything is electric. There's no gas. You can't go outside and cook on rocks. And that would have been something that my parents would have done back home here to survive. And so it was like a couple days where you're just eating food on the road, but it's not warm. It's not, you're not getting tea. You're not getting warm food. It's just like fast food. And it
True.
really messed with my stomach. I was like, I really don't think the first world is all that in a bag of chips because you're supposed to be modern. You're supposed to be able to bounce back from these things quicker. And here we are, very primitive. So I'm definitely in agreement with the fact that the skills that you would have learned as a child in your generation could definitely benefit us in my generation if we take the time out to look on and learn something because we just never know when these skills that seem not necessary would become a part of our survival.
So
Definitely,
true. So
definitely,
true.
definitely, definitely. And
Yeah.
there's always a saying. My father used to always say, "Don't wait until dark to look for black sheep." Right? Which means don't wait until you need a skill to say, "Boy, I wish I had it." Try to acquire the skill, even if you never use it, but have it. So that is one of the things I'm hoping that persons will take away. At least if they learn something, at least whet their appetite, they will go home and say, you know what? Let us go under the tree and fry some fish. Or let us go in the backyard and light up a barbecue and that kind of stuff. But it is all about survival and to have those skills in your back pocket.
Yeah. Another thing I want to add, it's not a question, but I prefer more of a conversational style. I like the fact that at the Welches Festival, there's always a lunch for the elderly. I think
Yes.
that's pretty cool. I was raised by a grandmother, so I elderly people they are special in my heart. So every time that the Welches Festival comes around and I see that there's special attention being made for the elderly within the community or those who come up, I always wanted to flag that and say that I really like that.
Well, that's a very important point you made there. And we stand on the shoulders of the generation that's before us, our elderly. They are the ones back in our day, the community raised us. It wasn't just at home. Anyone in the community you would meet you and could discipline you. Today, most of those folks who are not gone on, they're now maybe in a home somewhere. And we find it important that while we do these things for the younger people, that we bring out the older folks and show them that we appreciate what they taught us because they are the ones who taught this to us. And while we're talking about the elderly, what we do, we host them on that day. So we take care of their needs, of their lunch, their drinks, and everything. And to help us with that is that's where Capjuluka Hotel comes in. For the past number of years, they've been working with us, and they're the ones who provide the lunch for the elderly. As a matter of fact, they come up, they set up, they send their staff, and they come and they serve our old people, our elderly. So
Yes.
we want to, we are very thankful to Cap Jaluka for what they do. And at the same time, we want to encourage folks out there who may have elderly persons at home to please bring them out. Bring them on that day. We got the tent for them. There's enough shade, there's enough seating. We will have lunch for them. So don't leave them home on that day. Let us show them that we still think about them, we still love them, and we still want them to be a part of what's going on. So let this be a message going out as an invitation to folks out there to bring out your folks, the elder folks at home, and let them be there to enjoy and be a part of it with us.
Yeah, because to add to that as well, they are our guests of honor, and we definitely want to treat them that way. We are asking folks, just bring them out, bring them, let them talk to people, because when you get to a certain age, loneliness, is a serious thing, right? And some of them are at home for years and they don't see many people. Some of them are at the homes. So we are encouraging individuals. You have your seniors, bring them out and let them interact, let them have some fun, let them talk to persons. And we didn't even allow the days of COVID to stop that, because even during COVID, even though we did not have, I think we might not have had them on the field.
No, we took the lunch to the home.
We took the lunch and the breakfast to the homes. Cap Jaluka again sponsored, served, etc. And not only served, I was just going to make that point. People would think that you're serving them on paper plates. No, they serve them with style and dignity, because they use their fine dining china, and are fed properly, right? So I want to encourage individuals to come out and bring the seniors and let them have some fun, and let them meet some of their friends that they might not have seen in a long time, because we appreciate having them always.
Yeah. So we talked a little bit about the food. We talked a little bit about the care for the elderly. Let's jump in to the entertainment side of things. So what could we expect entertainment-wise for Welches Fest 2025?
Okay, entertainment. Well, of course, DJ SWAT is going to be the house. He's going to be the house DJ. So he'll be starting out the music, and during the day at various segments, he'll be filling in for us. So as the house band, it will be DJ SWAT. Then we got 12 until 2. We're going to have Took in the Boys string band. They will be taking up that slot. We go into 5 until no, we got okay. Let me just give you the entertainment. We'll come back and fill in the gaps as we go along. Or do you want us to go ahead and just fill in the hours as we go straight through the day?
You could take your time. It's however you feel fit. It's
Okay,
no
let's
rush.
just we start. Okay, we stay 8 o'clock. From 9 on, SWAT will be there. At 10, we're going to have a demonstration for the young people, where we are going to demonstrate the art of nicking. I don't know if you know what is nicking.
No.
Okay, so another reason to come out, but we back when we were children, these are some of the games we played. We use either knickers or even the cherry nuts. But we're going to be demonstrating that. So that's something for the folks to come out and see exactly some of the games we used to play back then. 12 until 2, like I said, Took in the Boys string band will be entertaining us. 2 until 4, we're going to have a live performance. Again, another little thing to come out and see. We got some teasers we're saving, but between 2 and 4, we're going to be there. 3, we're going to have a demonstration of how to cook corn soup. Now, this will be done by our winner last year of the cook-off competition, Chef Carla. So
Okay.
she'll be, as the day going on, we're going to have a number of things. Then we got 4 to 5. We have a dance competition among the youth centers in Anguilla. This will be our main entertainment. And they'll be dancing to Jerusalem with a twist. So we got about 5 or 6 centers that will be competing during this competition. So that is something that we want people to come out there. That's a highlight. So make sure you get your breakfast in the morning, If you go home and you come back, make sure you're back for 4 because 4 to 5 is the big competition.
Okay.
Then 5 to 7, we got Took and the Scratch Band. Tap. Tap and the Scratch Band will be entertaining from 5 until 7. And then 7 until 9, Boss will bring down the curtains with the Boston House Power Band. As far as entertainment, that's what we got.
So there will be entertainment throughout the entire day, and as was it spoke about Took and the Boys and Tap and the Scratch Band. Now we know that we cannot have a festival like Welches Fest unless you have our traditional music, which is string band, you know, and music. So we definitely we're gonna be having that. People are free to get up and dance and have some fun and that kind of stuff. What we're gonna have though during the session where we have the dance competition, while we wait on the judge's decision, because as Joseph said, there'll be about 5 or 6 different centers that will be participating. While we wait on the judge's decision, we will hold what we call a sham eating competition. Now, I don't know if you have eaten sham.
How can you have a sham eating competition? That is
Right.
joking.
Right.
Oh,
Now,
at least you know that.
at least you know that. At least you know that. So what will do, we will have to demonstrate to persons the way you eat sham. Then we'll have a sham eating competition because you have to be careful at how you eat this sham. So that is something that is going to be part of the highlight as well.
And people got to bear in mind when you're eating sham, no talking, be careful with the laughing and all that. So that is very important.
That sounds very dangerous.
Okay, we were talking about the centers. Let me just mention the centers that will be taking part in the dance-off competition. We're gonna have the Hope Center out of Sandy Hill. We're gonna have the Herschel Center in the Valley. We got the Blowing Point Youth Development Center, the Western Youth Development Center. We got a group from the Morris Vanderpool Primary and a group from the Vivian Vanderpool Primary School. So those are the 6 groups that will be
They'll be competing.
entertaining. They'll be entertaining the public, and I'm sure and even when it's all over, we'll say somebody as a winner. But that is the entertainment
Part of
So
it.
come out and cheer for who you want. If you want your center to win, make sure you're there in your numbers to support.
Sounds pretty good. It's an action-packed day. You have a lot of entertainment, a lot of things going on. I'll tell you, revisit the sham situation. But hey, it's up to them if they want to participate in that.
We will demonstrate and to try to get them to understand this is the way you eat sham, you know. But once you learn the way to eat it, it's pretty good,
Yep.
But it is not as easy as it seems.
Trust me, I know. Okay, so for a first-time visitor, someone who may just happen to stumble across this live after the fact, actually a curious person on it currently, what is the feeling that you hope that would evoke in them after attending Welches Fest for the first time?
Well, people who would attend for the first time, we would hope that they would take the time and move around the field, move around to the various different booths, see what we offer. We want them to really get an appreciation for what we are doing. We're taking them back. We're going to take them back some 40, 45, 50 years in the past. This is what we want to let them get an experience of what it was like back then, the way life was lived. Some of the little rougher times. Yeah, you had to pick wood. You had to go in the hot sun and push up the fire under the pot. Now, it's so hot, people want to be inside in the air conditioner all day, but that was not the way it was all the time. So we just want to give you a sneak peek in the past and hope that you would understand that when we were young, especially, we didn't have anything in our hands to push buttons on. If we wanted to play, we had to go and nick. We had to go and roll a roller. We had to go out and set our killer band. And we had to do all these things. We had to then wait around till your mom either finished cook or finished bake so you could get your cake out of the oven. And so we want you to see what it was like 40, 50 years ago.
A trip down memory lane, and you just go along with us and see what it was like. And the good thing about it for us, we were there. We grew up in that time. I mean, coming from Welches, which was an agricultural village, you know, we had to do everything for ourselves. We had to, plant the ground, plant potatoes, plant corn. But the good thing about it is we had fruits like mangoes, and we had other things, sour saps, and all those things that we can go out and, I guess, feast on, right? Some of them are still there today. And, it is interesting because there are mangoes around the place, and a lot of the young people don't even eat mangoes. For us, it was a delicacy. But right now, for some of them, they don't even appreciate that, you know.
Well, I don't eat mangoes either, uh, but I am attending a festival in Nevis at the beginning of July. It's called Mango
Oh
Festival.
yeah, that's
Okay,
a big
okay,
thing in
okay.
Nevis now. Yeah, the mango
Okay.
Yeah.
fest. Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
I will be trying mangoes, not for the first time, but I'll be trying the different variations of mangoes and how they cook with the mango.
Yeah, and a couple of the things that we also do, we use things like cherries. The cherry nut, like the cashew that they call it, the
Yeah.
cherries. We use those to make cherry drink, and then we crush them to make jam. And the cherries, which is not cherry but cherries, which we use to make sherry jam, etc. So a lot of the fruits we can use to do a lot of things with them, you know, and we will demonstrate as much of that as possible. But we want persons to come and try them out, man. Taste them. The tamarind jam, we'll have the tamarind drink, we will have the lemonade, the sorrel, etc. Mabi, a lot of those local things that we grew up on. When you're asking, just to try it, at least try it, you know.
And remember with the committee, we don't on that day we don't sell any drinks from the can or the bottle. The committee I'm talking
The
about now,
committee.
we sell mixed drink, local drinks. There will be booths selling these other drinks, but the core committee, we do the natural stuff. So you get the local natural stuff on that day.
And one of the things though that in terms of the food, as we say, it is an authentic Anguillan experience. So there'll be lots of booths selling different types of foods, Anguillan foods. Not only the committee's booth, there'll be several booths around the field. So we're asking persons to go around and buy from these various booths, sample what's going on. There'll be lots and lots and lots of food. So they can come up in the morning for their breakfast, come back up for lunch, and the entertainment, most of it is in the afternoon. But come up and participate. And the thing about it is the committee in itself is working very hard just to make sure that others are entertained. For us, it is about making sure that others have a good time.
And of course, to make something like this happen, it just doesn't happen without sponsors. So we want to recognize some of our sponsors at this time. Of course, the Anguilla Tourist Board, Malyahana and Nico Insurance Company, Flow, Department of Youth and Culture, of course, Capjuluka, which is a Belmont hotel, Merchants Market, BEP Services, Briggy and his services, Quest, and What We Do in Anguilla. These are some of the folks who partners. I mean, I'm sure there are a lot others who come in and contribute in some way, but these are the core sponsors
And
that makes it happen.
let us not forget Liberty Credit Union.
Credit Union, of
Yeah,
course,
yeah,
which is on new with us this year.
New with
course.
us this year,
And we
definitely.
thank them for that.
Definitely. And at this point, I mean, somebody might be listening to the live and would want to contribute. You can just contact us, and whatever area you can contribute in, we are willing to accept anything that you would want to contribute, even if it's just your time. You would want to come and help, because persons come on that day and help us to do our work, because it's a lot of work. If you see
Yeah.
the pictures, you realize that it is a all hands on deck for all day. So if you feel like you would want to come up and at least be part of what's going on, you can contact us, and we would get you involved and make sure that you're able to participate, and that would not only be participating but be learning as well.
It's a good thing you said that, Atlan, because while it is the Welches Village Fest, there are a number of persons who take part and who help us and work with us who are not actually from Welches. They're from various different sectors of Anguilla. So it's an Anguillan thing hosted in
Yeah.
Welches.
It started out, with the co in Welches, but now there are lots of others who have decided, well, hey, I want to be a part of it, so they would come in and assist, and we appreciate all of that. And if you would want to come and give a hand as well, you can, learn something more. You'll see how the Johnny cakes are made. You can, see it from start straight through until the baking stage. Definitely.
Yeah, well, I plan on coming. I usually come in the morning time. Once I'm in Anguilla, that is, I usually come in the morning time at the festival. But of course, now that I am hosting Walkabout TV, I'll probably be there a little longer,
Good. That's good.
back and forth throughout the day.
And will you be going live on that day from Welches?
I'm not sure if I'll go live, but I'll definitely be capturing some footage. I'm
Good.
still
Okay.
contemplating if I'll go live, but I probably would.
We look forward to that. We welcome that.
I
Yeah,
know.
because I'm sure that you have you have followers who might not be even here on Anguilla who would love to be, at least to be able to see what's going on. Yep.
That's true too.
We do have we do have individuals overseas who appreciate the fact that it is being carried live by some individuals that that they can participate even from a distance.
And that's really true. So I wanted to ask, earlier when you were speaking about sponsorship, you were saying you still welcome sponsorship. So where can persons interested in lending a hand, sponsoring something, contact you guys? Because you didn't mention that.
Yeah.
Okay, we didn't mention that. I could give two numbers. Of course, I could give Susan Smith 235-3278. Joseph Vanderpool 476-7543. Of course, we have Artlin who's here too, 235-6104. You could contact any of us. I know there are a number of other members. I don't have their numbers with me, but any member of the committee.
Celestine John, if you're in the valley, you can contact her. Annie Bradshaw, you might know any of those folks. Paper, if you see Paper or Ken's Barbecue, any of those folks, just speak to them and they will get to us. Anything you'd want to contribute, anything you'd want to learn. If you have some, let's say some of the implements, maybe an old fridge, an old stove, maybe an old goose, an old telephone, something that you think would be educational and you would want us to display, you can contact us. We can collect it and have it as part of the display for that day.
And we always secure it and make sure to get back to you the way it was given to us.
Definitely.
Perfect. So I'd like you to repeat the numbers again so I can make a comment. So if anyone sees this later, they'll just see the comment, just in case they didn't watch the entire live.
So we go with 235
235
3278.
3278.
That's Susan Smith.
Mm-hmm.
476
476
7543.
7543.
Joseph Vanderpool.
Joseph Vanderpool.
235
235
6104.
6104.
Artlin Vanderpool.
That's OTHLYN.
Okay. All right.
476. What? 3028. Annie Bradshaw.
476
3028.
3028.
Yeah, Annie Bradshaw.
Any. Okay, perfect. So I put those numbers in the comments. So anyone looking at this now or later, they'll have the contact information to reach out to you if they wish to.
Sure.
And yeah.
And
So do you have, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Do you have like what's like your fondest memory of the festival?
For me, my fondest memory of the festival was um, a highlight, because every year for the festival we have what we call a highlight, right? And my fondest memory of the highlight was the year that we did the
The
wedding,
wedding. That
the
gets that to
famous
stand out.
wedding,
Yeah.
an old time wedding. And persons have been calling for us to do that over and over again. I think we're going to do it sometime in the future. But I think that was a highlight, and I mean, persons are still talking about it. We might have done it about, I don't know, 50, I mean, 10 plus years ago, but people have been calling for that still. But that was my highlight, and basically just to see the growth of the festival, how it really mushroomed. I have been pleased with all of that.
And I
And
guess
for
yeah.
you?
While we talk about it, what the highlight, something that I always remember is Maud.
Oh yeah, yeah,
You know
yeah.
Maud Richardson.
Mhm.
Yeah, she did the hokey pokey dance.
And she used to have the girls dancing in the paper skirts.
Right,
Yeah,
and I mean she's still with us, so I mean that is. I wonder how can we go about maybe making sure we get Maud here on that
she will
day
come, man. She'll come.
because
Yeah, and bring her.
yeah, she really did a lot,
Wait, wait. She
and
was.
when she was able to do it, she was there and she contributed. So I always remember Maud for that.
Okay, nice. Are there any social media platforms that you guys are on that persons could also reach out to you via?
Well, we do, of course, we do the WhatsApp. That would be basically the social for me.
I
You
don't
get
know
me on WhatsApp if anything. I think
Susan got anything on anything.
I'm not
So
sure.
Welch's does Welch's have like Welch's Fest has a social media page?
I know we got
Do they have a page?
just
Just
Facebook.
Okay, so the Facebook handle is Welch's Village Fest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Welch's Release Fest.
Okay, so persons can follow you there.
yeah.
Right.
I guess maybe that's one of the areas that we need to be able to, to firm up a little bit, and maybe get ourselves on some other areas.
And of course, the radio station is always there with us
Always,
during
yeah.
the day and everything. There's some others who are on the Clinville, as I know what all he did on that.
Okay, so I put that in the comment as well, so persons could see that at a later date in time. But as we begin to wrap up, I wanted to ask you one final question. What keeps you guys grounded? What keeps you doing this year after year?
What keep us doing it? What I would say about that is that we as a community, we're a very close community. They we know what it's like to build this community. We live together in this. I mean, outside the Welch's Fest, we always got get-togethers, whether it's Christmas, New Year's, birthdays. When people in the community celebrate, we are all together. So it's very easy. And right here in Welch's, where this is where it's now where it takes place, this was like the community meeting place. So for us throughout the years and for the people in the community, this was the area where we would meet for recreation and all that. And to see people come out, enjoy themselves, enjoy what we offer, we just feel, well, hey, it is gratifying for us. So we want to just continue, offer it because we love to see people come out and enjoy it. And then when people go away, they want us to do it 2-3 times a year. So at least we know there's something we're doing that people love. So I would say that is one of the things that, keep us going. Either for Artland, it may be something else.
For me, it's basically about the same, but it is to see persons come out and enjoy themselves. It's like, again, I mean, it is hard work, it is very hard work, but we don't see it as being hard work. We see it as being something where we come out to make sure that persons enjoy themselves. I remember my father. He was one, and he was very much attached to the festival as well. But he was an individual who, if he knew that you were coming to enjoy yourself in Welch's, he would prepare for you, right? And the fact that we grew up in Welches and we are aware of where we came from. We don't want to lose sight of that. Some persons might be, too ashamed to say, well, this is what my village was before. I wasn't at the point where I am now. For us, we celebrate that. We were not always here. We were at the point where, hey, you might have been, if you want to say, you might have been at the bottom of the ladder, because Welches was a very depressed little area. And we are proud to see where we are now from where we were at that point in time, And the fest brings us joy because when we see the crowds come out and people come out and enjoy themselves, for us, that is gratifying. It's gratifying. It's not, and a lot of persons believe that the fest makes a lot of money. That is not so, right? We only do a small section of the fest. And the funds that we make, we have used those funds over the years to upgrade the field a bit. We partially fenced a section of it. We were able to put some lights on it over the years. We built a rock oven right on the site. We also provide financial assistance to some of our villagers who were in difficulties, maybe for medical, etc. And they were, part of what was going on, so we were able to help them. And we purchased things like cooking utensils, pots and pans, and those type of stuff, stoves, etc. So we can continue to have the fest going on. Because initially we borrowed everything from persons. We borrowed their pots, we borrowed all type of things. Then as we went on, we decided, listen, we have to buy our own. So if we ask you to cook soup, we give you a pot. Cook the soup and you bring it back. Before that, we would have to borrow somebody's pot, right? So what we do, we make sure that whatever we do it in the name of Welches and we do it in the name of the people of Anguilla. We want to see persons enjoy themselves, and it is our delight to see persons come out and really enjoy it. So we want to tell individuals, please come out. There'll be lots of music. Boston Horsepower Band will be here at night. There's dancing area on the floor. There'll be string band throughout the day. Just come and have some fun, man. Fun and food. Lunch, don't forget lunch. Lunch will be there. And everything, lots of good food.
And remember to bring out the seniors.
Yes.
Tell them lunch for them is free. We're hosting them. Please come out. Bring them out and let them have fun.
And bring your children and nephews and nieces and teach them. Show them. Explain to them. If you don't know, ask us and we will explain to them what these things were for. And let them have a taste of maybe what is there, stuff that we ate, not chicken and chips and all of those stuff. We didn't have those. Maybe that's why we live longer and a better life. But we want to come out and just experience it, have some fun, clean fun.
And I want to take this opportunity to thank you for coming on to Walkabout TV, where you can find your rhythm and find your tribe. I want to also congratulate you guys for yet another Welches Festival. It is important to myself that these type of things continue because, like you say, you teach us a lot about where we came from so we can know where we're going. And it's always important to know that because, like you said, things wasn't always this way.
Nope.
And thank you for volunteering.
Thank you. You're welcome. And when we know where things come from, it kind of gives us a better sense of appreciation for what we have. And we can understand that things come and things go, but what remains the same is the spirit, the heart, and overall the love that we get from our communities.
Definitely. And this is our 16th year staging it.
Sweet 16.
Yep.
And like I said, I just said thank you, but you are now doing something very great for us because what you are doing here, you're reaching, I'm sure, across the world, and you're now advertising Welches Fest. So thank you for your contribution, and we hope you'll continue, and we hope you'll see you on that day going live. Thank you.
And I wish Walkabout TV all the best. I wish that
Thank you so much.
Strength, man.
Thank you so much. You have a pleasant evening, and I look forward to seeing you guys on Monday, God's willing. I
Thank
am
you very
Olenche
much.
Samuel. This is Walkabout TV, where you can find your rhythm and find your tribe. Good night.
Thank you. Good night.